Art here. I just wanted to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched, and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this, and it's finally here.
Everybody, and welcome back to another day at Pulsechain. And of course, when will Pulsechain be famous? It is already getting famous, I think, but I hope you love that thumbnail. Marilyn Monroe, of course, looking spectacular. And of course, we're going to talk about the power of leverage. Of course, when we say famous, we're spelled with a PH because Phamous is being launched soon by the PH Universe team. And of course, it's going to bring probably the highest level of leverage we will ever see on the old Pulsechain. And of course, that is a fork of GMX, which is ranked about 102 on the CoinGecko list. And of course, it's going to bring over a huge amount of opportunity, and of course, pumping the values on Pulsechain a big time. Now, of course, you don't have to margin trade or do perpetual swaps as they call them, but you can also provide liquidity to those that want to borrow money to go and do the leverage. We're going to talk more about that later on in the live stream, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is a big deal, this protocol, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what else is in there. We've got a few other topics in today. We're going to be talking about what else? We're going to talk about what are we talking about? We're talking about what's it? Let me just pull it up here. We're going to be talking about pool party. Yeah. Now, yesterday, I think we talked about a steakhouse, which is going to be Hex Pools from the Magic Outright team. But we've also got another protocol launched by the Maximus team, Pool Party, which is going to be amazing too. We could see a lot of Hex being taken off the market through these two protocols. So it's going to be really fun to see. And we're going to give an update around Pool Party today as well. So Hex getting more bullish in the future with these two extra derivatives. So that's going to be really, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 product offerings that are Hex derivatives now on the market. They're taking Hex off the market. And it's a win-win, right? People take the Hex off the market, they get the yield. And of course, the Hex off the market is a win for everybody else because takes more supply off the market that could potentially be sold. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about NFT. We got one of our own community members, Hex-based Diamond, launched their collection today. So we're going to talk about that later on in the live stream. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, let's get into it. Who is here? Never fear. Let's chat up in the chat there. It is pretty sunny here today, by the way. Another sunny day, so we're loving it. Wookie's in the house there. Wookie is ready for the bull market. Is that a bull market? I think there's a bull market. I can't see the image. Nice thumbnail, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe looking amazing as always. And of course, Sandy Beach is a little bit like Marilyn Monroe. Yes, Sandy, probably quite a lot actually. Good to see Sandy in the house. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. We got Billy X as well. How's everybody's day again? I think it's going, did you say? It's going pretty well there, Billy X. Welcome to the chat. And Pulse Bezos as well. I love the Pulsechain community. What's up, everybody? Yeah, good to see you, Pulse Bezos. Pulsechain community is amazing. Now, if you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the video description. So definitely join our Discord up there. It is a private Discord now. So definitely join up there and get involved. It's all about you guys. And I think it's the best Discord out there, best Telegram as well, because it's a very supportive community and people in there helping, talking about everything. We've got all the links to all the information and best community in there. So get in there and start chatting away. That's what it's all about as well. Richie Robinson in the house there. Greetings from Netherlands, Superman. Good to see you, Richie, as always. Welcome to the chat. We've got Archie as well, our alpha specialist here, specializing on Twitter X, and of course also doing amazing things around. What are you doing, Archie? What are you doing? You're doing TYCZ, and of course TYRH doing amazing stuff in that community. So big shout out to Archie there, one of our moderators. George Takeo, what's up, guys? Good to see you, George. And Hex-based Diamonds in the house there. Hello, friends. One of our community members, and of course Hex-based Diamond there. I've been spending a lot of time on doing quality NFTs, and they've just launched today. So we're going to talk about that later on. And I think that we talk about 721 NFT contracts, but I think these is it 1155s? I think it's been a while since I said that, so I think so. We got Brian as well. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Welcome to the chat. One of our 2 community leaders there, and of course Master Gamer. Master Gamer. There are people who've been playing games in the Discord as well. If you like play games, definitely get in there and play games. I don't know what game is it again, Brian. Let us know in the chat. Can't remember what game you guys are playing, but a lot of people are joining that. There seems to be a bit of excitement there. So who knows what you can do in the Hex Token Discord? It's amazing. All right, let us move on. And we've got Bloodfish King. Good to see Bloodfish King, always putting the emojis in the chat there as well. Yeah, if you want to become a YouTube member, I am thinking about moving memberships away from YouTube into another platform, so we might see about that. It's always about transition. It's always difficult, so we'll see how we get on there. Hex-based Diamond says our diamonds are 721. Okay, 721. Cool. Our Pulse PPs are 1155s. Okay, cool. There's good clarity there from Hex-based Diamond around the NFTs. We're going to talk about that later on. We've got Christian as well. What's cracking family? Familia, I should say. Good to see you, Christian, and welcome to the chat. All right, let us move on. Let's move on. We're going to start with the stock market. Before we do that, though, let's get the right screen up and go for gold. Actually, I'm on the wrong screen, so let's get into the right screen there. And bam, let us go back here. No, let's move around. Where are we going here? We're going over here. Bam, there we are. And let me just fix up my studio. There we go. All right, so big welcome. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Now, the stock market, we've been following this every day. We had the Federal Reserve yesterday. Stock market pulled back. You know, I mean, they knew most of the news. They knew it was probably what the news was going to be, but they pulled back anyway. Today, they've done it again. Welcome to the stock market. Has had a pretty good run up. And, of course, these things here, they like to have a little fits in the moment. So we're down 1% on the Dow Jones, 1.6% on the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq are down 1.8% as well. The volatility index up 16%. That's a pretty big move. And the dollar there increasing strength at 105 on the index. So stronger versus its trading partners. Quick look at the commodities. West Texas oil and Brent oil there, both up. Well, you know, pretty flat today, but they have been up quite a bit. $89 for West Texas and $93 Brent oil. So that's a per barrel. You're probably going to see that in the pump, depending on where you are in the world. So what's going on there? You know, OPEC there pulling back supply. Saudi Arabia and Russia pulling barrels down, 1.3 million barrels per day down as well. So they are playing games, and with a weak U.S. leadership, there's no surprises. And you guys pay for it, right? And like I say to you, they're just damaging the U.S. big time at the moment. And of course, the countries like Saudi and Russia are just laughing at them, and they just pull back the supply a little bit there, raise the prices, and make a very good revenue indeed at America's expense. So there we are. You've got an election next year. It's going to be the final election, by the way, before the regime, the global regime, takes control of the West. So get out there and vote. We saw recently, the other day, one of the big influencers with Independent Voice, you guys know who he is, getting politically attacked, not even gone through a court. They assigned him as guilty, and then attacked, the politicians attacked the tech companies to take down his monetization. He hadn't been through court, nothing, just immediate allegations, and really just a political attack to take down the big voices that are challenging them. And of course, they're losing the independent media game, but they've still got the power of the government, right? So that's pretty much it. And they've still got the tech companies all colluding at the moment. So we've got a lot of that stuff going on. So there's lots of games politically going on in the world at the moment, from oil to social media. And of course, elections coming up. Next election is the fundamental one for a global government, basically. And you can see that happening out of Europe. Even our own Prime Minister is getting in the mix at the UN, saying that free speech is a weapon. Can you believe it? Free speech has been what's made the West flourish. And so when you got people wanting to take away free speech, you're moving back into the authoritarian regimes. And of course, that means you will have no say. So you got one chance the next year to defend the freedom. After that, it's a gone burger. It's gone. It's gone after that. So remember that one. All right. So what else we got going on here at the moment? We got the labor market is still pretty robust. Treasury yields continue to advance after fewer than expected weekly initial jobless claims flagged ongoing strength in the labor market and the potential for a pickup inflation. Initial jobless claims fell to 201,000 in the United States in the week ending September the 16th from 221,000 in the prior week, marking the lowest level of claims since January. A still strong labor market added to fears that the Fed may do have to do more to quell inflation just a day after the Fed delivered a hawkish pause. In other words, they paused for September, but still potentially doing one more rate hike is in their forecast. We covered that in full yesterday. So check out yesterday's video if you want to see that at the beginning of the video. Setting the 10-year yield to the highest level since 2006. So you can get pretty nice yields now, doing deposits. But of course, they're going to try and trade off inflation for jobs, right? And the job market's still holding up here at the moment. So another comment here also was big tech added to those losses. So big tech got affected big time by the treasury yields. And of course, the expectations for the Fed to keep rates higher for longer continue to weigh. I would argue that the recent tech rally has been driven by the idea that the Fed not being as hawkish as they have stated, but with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell doubling down on Wednesday to give the Fed more room and taking 2 more rate cuts next year off the table. And of course, remember they were going to go down to, we're currently at 5.5%. They're talking about possibly we could get one more, maybe to 5.75 with a mid-range of 5.6%. And then next year, of course, they had forecast in the SAP SEP pretty much a move down to 5.1%, and they've taken out two other cuts off the market, so down below 5%. So that's kind of the context there. Taking 2 rate cuts next year off the table. These are all in the same vein, but put pressure on the sector. So that is from commentator John Grant there, head of strategy for Alliance. So pretty amazing there. I would be cautious today on the tech sector. And this is what we've been worried about. This is the one worry that we've been worried about. The tech sector's had a pretty good rally. And you can see even with these moves in the yields and just these slight differences in expectations about rate hikes, that the stock market has little tantrums. And that's what we're a bit worried about at the moment. Have we reached that double top, and is it going to go down? That's the worry. So keep a lookout for that. Crypto is down too, on moving down off that as well. $26,568 on Bitcoin, down 2.1%. Ethereum there at 1584, down 2.34% at the moment. BNB down 1.6% at $210. So the market is down, but still okay. We're still holding above the support level. But with BTC really, I've repeated this daily. We're not really expecting a big move on that until ETF maybe in Q1 next year. And of course, maybe we get a lift for the halvening. Maybe it will start in October or maybe early November, something like that. So that's possible too. But really, the more bullish stuff is around Ethereum with the proto-dank sharding and maybe ETF in October. So we'll see whether that can start lifting the market as well on Ethereum. Also this month, September, the miners have, for Bitcoin in particular, have been unprofitable for many a time. So that's pretty interesting as well. With you've seen how low Gwei has been in the last week or so on Ethereum, being quite remarkable, down to 7 Gwei, 8 Gwei on there. So that's been pretty cheap at the moment. And of course, the last time it was that cheap was about a year ago, right? A year ago on Ethereum. It's been pretty expensive since then. So food for thought there with some of the miners. So interesting times. All right. Now we've got Bitcoin here on the chart here. We haven't got, this is on the daily, and this is Coinbase chart. We have almost got that death cross. But look at this. We had that nice rally, right? Thought maybe we could escape the death cross and just get touch here, which is pretty unusual, to be honest. But hey, look, we got the red candle. This is going to drive us down. And so probably going to cross tomorrow is my guess, maybe the next day. And of course, we're at 27,016 on the 50 EMA, but we're at 26,986. So we're about $32 difference between the yellow line and the blue line. And of course, that blue line is the long-term average, that 200-day moving average. The yellow line is the 50-day, the short-term moving average. And with these red moves down, we're likely to get that death cross into play. Now, sometimes the death crosses are short-lived, but sometimes they can last and set a whole downtrend, right? So it just depends. Like here, we've got a golden cross, and we're pretty, fairly bullish most of that time. And of course, you can see that too on the death cross down here. This set a very big downtrend from that death cross from 21. Here we had a death cross, but it was very short-lived. And of course, we had that interesting double top with a slightly higher top back in the bull market for Bitcoin there when we got up to 69,000. So interesting times there. Here we had a death cross, but very short-lived. Death cross short-lived there too. and then we had that mega uptrend. So we may get a short-lived death cross there, and maybe that will be exacerbated if the stock market decides to do a correction like a 10%, a 20 or 30%. 30% is pretty bad, but that's definitely on the table for the stock market. All right, so that is Bitcoin. So we avoid that. And if we go to the monthly on Bitcoin, let's have one more look at that. One more look at the monthly there. Sorry, I haven't got the log on this, but that is kind of the chart there on the monthly. So we've still got a green month for September. So not quite as gloom and doom as people thought at this stage, but we've still got another 8 days or so to go, haven't we, for September. So not so bad, still being green. August was worse, right? August was worse, and so was July. So maybe September's not so bad after all, and maybe we'll still get this rally. Now the cool thing, of course, we're still holding the support line here. See that big green line, angled line? We're still holding that, and of course we're still holding this one here. You probably can't see it too well on there, but we're still holding this one at 24,800. Do we really want to hold that and hold this angular upward movement? And maybe we'll get a halving rally in here, plus all the other news around ETFs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course proto-dank sharding for Ethereum as well. So fingers crossed, and we get a nice little Christmas rally in there. That'd be pretty nice. But stock market is really the worry at this stage. All right, that's a good Bitcoin. Let's move over to Pulsechain, Pulse Gains. Pulsechain having its second minor day down. We had two pretty big days up, and then we've had 2 minor days down there, which is a good sign actually. But we'll see. We just still need some momentum, maybe tomorrow or something like that. We got Pulse there at 400,439. We got down 3.75%. We're at 44% sacrifice price. We're at Pulsex there at 400,113, down 6.5%. We're at 11.3% of sacrifice price. So still massive discount on Pulsex, right? Still massive, about a 9x return on that, just back to sacrifice price. Let me repeat that again. Still a 9x return there, back to sacrifice price. So pretty crazy. We're at one Pulse equals 3.88 Pulsex at the moment. And of course, the burn there is still ticking away spectacularly on Pulsex. Remember, this is superior tokenomics compared to the other chains, and we're at 442.7 billion Pulsex bought and burned. Every trading pair on Pulsex buys and burns in a Pulse, so that's pretty amazing. Pulsex, so that's pretty amazing. We're at 2.14% of the public supply is now burned. So that's the good news. And Incentive token there is down 2% and $1.14. The ratio is back up though. We're at 26,112 on the Pulse, so that's good news. We're well over 11 million incentive tokens in supply, and we've had 87.4 thousand incentive tokens burned through the TRH protocol or GameFi there. PHEX at the moment at 00809, so that's drifted back down, and we got EHEX there at 0035. So combined price of PHEX and EHEX is at 1.15 cents, so just down a bit, down a tad. We're at 1 1/4 penny, remember. So we're down at 1.15 cents at the moment, down 5.45 on the PX. One PX will get 184 Pulse at the moment, and a 2.3 of EHEX at the moment. So definitely Pulse looking, PX looking okay at the stage, but not as strong as it was relative to Pulse. All right, so that is that on that. We're gonna have a quick look at the charts. I actually didn't set these up, so there is the chart there. We're riding along the top of the Bollinger Band, still coming back a little bit here. So this chart still looks pretty good. And yeah, 5,000 is the next target. So all things equal, so is that we're doing okay on this chart here at the moment on the old Pulse. Be cool if we can sort of hold this line. We've got 10 minutes to go in this candle here. So 10 minutes to go in that candle. Now, the other thing, of course, from the SEC Black Swan event, it's been 52 days now. So that is 7.5 weeks basically, and I think 8 weeks is kind of the time frame where I think the minimum that we could wash out like the SEC negativity. We've already started to see that, already started to wash out, like within 6 weeks. But I think definitely by the end of 8 weeks, if we can get back over this 5,000 mark, I think that's a pretty positive sign. And of course, we're right on top of the Bollinger Bands at the moment, so we will see. Pulsex as well. At the moment, did I have the RSI? Not sure if I did. We've got the RSI in there. The RSI's got plenty of room to move up to, dudes and dudettes, so we'll do it. I don't know why I just start saying dudes and dudes all the time. I don't know what. I haven't watched any Valley move or anything like that. and I'm not sure why I'm doing it. Maybe I got knocked out and I woke up and I've got this new ability to say dudes. I don't know what happened there. Why couldn't I have woken up and been able to speak like French or something, like fluently or something? That'd be really cool. All right, so we've got Pulsechain at the moment is at quadruple 0113. Pretty similar story there, but of course the ratio upside to sacrifice price. Look at this thing, man. It's crazy. Look at that backup sacrifice price. That's 8.8x there on the upside. Just got to be patient, really. If you believe in Pulsechain as we do, then it's just got to be patient there as well. The incentive ratio, let's have a quick look at that. $1.14, as we say. We've got a nice little uptrend there too. But let's look at the ratio to Pulse. That's more important to me. And of course, look at that green day again. So we've actually had 3 green days. Look at that. Pretty unusual. Like last time we saw that was back here in early mid-July. And look, otherwise it's been shedding as people are minting more incentive tokens out of the Pulsex pools or Pulsex farms. And yeah, nice little break there. Interesting little break there, 26,000. So good news for those with incentive tokens. Looks like a PHEX. That's the PHEX chart. And of course, that has got higher lows. A little bit weak in here, but hey, look, if Pulse moves, I'm sure this will have it stay in the sun as well on PX. And of course, we've got more products coming out, Steakhouse, and of course, Pool Party. We're going to talk about that. We talked about Steakhouse yesterday. We've got Pool Party coming up, so we're going to talk about that today as well. And then, of course, EHEX there. You can see in chain, that's definitely the weaker out of the two. But the little convergence may still play out in the future. The other side, of course, is that we have PHEX really associated with Pulse Coin and the liquidity pools, and of course EHEX there more with USDC and Ethereum. So a few differences there. I haven't got the combined chart today, but 1.15 cents or so is the combined price there. So those are the charts. Let's jump away to that. We're going to get into the projects now, all the project updates. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at the validators. We've been breaking records on the validators. We're at 43,173. That's pretty steady. Look at that line, pretty steady line, but it just looks like it's slowly increasing. 43,173. That's fantastic news. Pulsechain really is the people's chain, and it is crazy to see. 1.38 trillion of the 15 trillion is locked, which is pretty amazing. And 1.38 divided by 15, that is 9.2%. I actually knew that in my head. Don't know why I had to calculate it, but there we are. 9.2%, and that's amazing. So that is off the market, and of course we've got bullish things coming up. They're going to take more of that off the market. We've got liquid loans and other protocols. We've also got the EIP 1559 burn ticking away as well. So that's slowly building up as well. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that is good news. And the gas prices, they have been going up, right? Let's see what they are today. Yay, we've got a bit of a reprieve today, but still relatively high. We're at 1.3 million beats, but you guys would have felt the higher fees lately with Pulse being higher and the Gwei being higher. You would have felt that. But today, as we talked about, the last 2 days, we've had big price spikes in the gas, up at 4 million or so. But today, we're at 1.3 million. A couple of weeks ago, we were down at 400,000 or 500,000, which was pretty cheap. But definitely, that is good news. Well, it's depending on which way you look at it, but if you want to do transactions, it's good news. A more valuable chain, of course, has higher gas, higher Gwei, and higher Pulse price, right? So that's what we're going to see in the future. 217x cheaper than Ethereum at the moment, and 358 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So great place to do business. And we've got 180 protocols or something launching. Saw Power City update their ecosystem map again. I did a video on that yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, ecosystem map. Power City has updated their map again, over 180 projects coming on the Pulsechain. Most of them haven't launched as far as I know, so it'd be interesting to see that. Need to categorize them all, but we've got tons of projects coming. It's really going to be an explosion of projects coming to Pulsechain. All right, let's jump over. We're going to get into the Pulsechain, the rest of the Pulsechain updates. We're going to talk about PRC20s. We're going to talk about meme coins and Pulsechain projects, and then get into some of the updates. So stay tuned for that. Before we do, let's catch up on the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Let's see here. We've got Hexavator in house there. Hey, gang, good to see Hexavator. Hexforce 1 has landed as well. Hey, everybody, good to see you. Who else is here? Russ, I'm calling it. We've seen the bottom says Russ. There we are. There's the call. And I'll just take a snapshot of that, and we'll talk about that later. But that's pretty good. Vito and House there as well. Good to see a Vito. Hey, peeps. Garuda's got a disagreement. So we've got Russ has called the bottom, but Garuda says, I disagree that we're bottom. I can see PLSX going to 507, and that will complete the 95%. Yeah, that's definitely in the game. That's definitely a possibility, Garuda, depending on the news that comes up in the future. But I definitely actually think it's more likely wider news, maybe like stock market or something like that, that could pull us down. That's my expectation there. I double bottom will get us to the moon even harder. In my opinion, it will be good, says Garuda. And Russ says, I'm fine with that. So there's two different views on that. Although Russ started conceding. Was that a concession, Russ? But anyway, there's two different views on it. And good to see people's opinions in the chat there, which we love. So let's go back to the market. So the top PRC price discoveries. Let's see what's been cooking. Let's do it by percentage first before we get to liquidity. Chainlink is the best performer today. 25% increase there, 30k liquidity on that one. Lido DAO token is up 2.5% at 11k, but everything else on this is my watch list for PRC20s is down. Let's have a look at by liquidity. We can see that PDI is down. So PDI being the talk of the town, of course, lately. Obviously, chart's still pretty good though. That is down at 1566. Yesterday, we got down to the 61.8 on the Fibonacci from the last local low there. And of course, we ended up hitting that 1300 mark. And of course, today we're back down around the the 50 mark there at 1600. So we're back down towards the 50 retrace on the Fibonacci. But still, the chart's still looking good. Maybe there's some good profits up there. We will see. It hasn't rolled over, I would say, at this stage. And let's see if it can start heading back up there. That's going to be interesting to watch. All right. Definitely the energy is out of it, but I don't know if it's done yet. Done deal yet. 476k in liquidity for Teddy Bear. Treasury bill there is at 280k there at the moment. And a wrap Bitcoin, which is probably more interesting, is down 4%. But this chart's still looking pretty good. It's still looking pretty good at this stage. Did get rejected here at 184. Got rejected at 212. So we'll just keep watching this here. It's about to close in another 2 minutes, this candle. And tomorrow's candle will be pretty important to deciding where this is going. At the moment, it's on the weak side, but still got a nice little uptrend there at the moment. So be cautious with the old wrap Bitcoin there. Is that all we're going to talk about? No, we're going to talk quickly about SHIB. SHIB's got 92k liquidity. Oh, sorry, Pepe's got 92k liquidity there. It's down 14%. And like I say, 9-inch DEX is going to come out some stage, and these tokens are likely to be big demand. So not financial advice, but we're playing probability here, right? And we've been calling it pretty good so far. So there we are. It's at 80988, so it's lost a zero. But this is still probably one that's definitely worthy of looking at there for the 9-inch meme DEX. That, remember, $16 million sacrificed for that. And of course, there's a lot of expectation around it too. We did see Randy Alasky announce his Note token. Apparently got a bit of a leak with that to his private members there, I think on Patreon or something, Telegram. And so Note token coming from Randy. What is it, about a month after the launch of 9-inch, something like that? They'll be popular. He has, being the number one referrer, he has a lot of voting power. So it's going to be interesting to see that project move forward too. SHIB there is also in town. SHIB is at 1574 with 6 zeros. That chart there is still looking good too, and actually a bit stronger looking. And that also is likely to get picked up by 9-inch DEX. Not financial advice, but the market will decide. But those are the two big brand names, right? Let's jump over to the middle-sized memes. And of course, still got the 9-inch theme running with all these, right? Because that's the big meme DEX coming. Where the ETH goes down 3%, 93k liquidity. Paul Pleb there is down 9%, 36k liquidity. And Pulse Dodge there is down 19% after having a massive rally. Remember, the other day it did 200% on Pulse Dodge, and I've been calling for that, and it's going to do it again. yeah, it's going to do it again. 34k because 9-inch DEX is not launched yet. These ones here, all the teams, the team that set up 9-inch, that's all their meme coins. And yeah, so watch the space for that. Let's have a quick look at Pulse Dodge just to see what that chart looks like now. Yeah, so big rally there, 200%, and back down here to 4,800 here. If this dips right back down to 3,000 range or more, definitely a very exciting pickup. I mean, at the moment, it's sort of got this descendancy, But man, if it's coming back to here, that's a good trigger for a buy, especially with 9-inch decks coming up at some stage. Some people saying that 9-inch may be delayed for the fetch oracle. I think that's a good idea if it is, because we know they had order issues. They had to tie those up. But the fetch oracle, I would really like to see a lot of the protocols use the fetch oracle if they can. And of course, they can always have backup dexes, or at least internal oracles that they make, which are typically centralized. We know that Power City Earn Protocol is going to use fetch, but apparently they're also going to have their own internal centralized pricing oracle as well. So we'll see how we get on with that. So 0048 is where that market is at the moment on Pulse Dodge. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes. The other one that's down with the big liquidity is Hex Orange address there, and Dodge there is also down 15%. So everything's pretty much down at the moment as well. What else are we going to say? That is the memes. Let's jump over to Pulsechain projects. Have a quick look at that. Let's have a look at the 5%. The best performer is from TRH, GameFi. Water is up 22%. Burn is up 18%. Nice little recovery there for those. V4, I don't know if it's getting closer. Maybe Archie can tell us. Archie, I don't know if you know if there's some news, because those are pumping in the GameFi space there for TRH. Velocimeter there is up 4% there. It's hardly any liquidity in that one. Fame, though, of course, Fame here. Oh, this TRH just moved up the ranks. You can see that 2.4%, 222k. And Fame there is at 57 cents, just sitting, moving sideways at the moment as Fame. And of course, we're going to talk about that because that is about to launch any time now. I know they've been having a lot of Twitter spaces, but that is coming up there for Fame. And it's a fork of GMX, right? So actually, let's go to the 4-hourly chart. We've got more data. Yeah, that is the 4-hourly chart there. It's kind of just moving sideways with a slightly upward bias there at my 57 cents. Right, let's jump over to Fame and talk about that. Before we do, let's jump back into the chat there and catch up on any comments, because we're up to the project updates now. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Happy Friday from Andrew Reynolds. Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Andrew. Happy Friday to you, or Thursday, I guess it is, in the Northern Hemisphere. Christian says, I'm bullish on 9X tokens, Pep, Poor Pleb, and others, says Christian. Easy says, I really like HOA. I can see that flying, says Easy. We got Light Scout as well. What's up, people? Good to see you in house. It's been a little while, actually. Good to see you. We've got Tea Time as well, enjoying the show. Been a while since I was here. Yeah, I haven't seen your comment for some time, so good to see you in the house. And we got Blair as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Archie says there's been a big buyer in TRH who appears new to the ecosystem. No special news, just someone who bought this and staked and is instant 50% profit from the airdrops. Wow, that's awesome, Archie. Thanks for the alpha. And of course, you can talk to Archie in our Discord if you want to join. The links in the video description. Archie's one of the people that drops tons of alpha in the Discord. So if you want that, man, the best community, get into our Discord. The link is in the video description. I'm sure one of the moderators will post a link to that, maybe lies beneath or somebody, to the Discord as well. We got Tintop in the house there. What's up, Tintop? Good, welcome to you. Always a pleasure. And let's get on with it. Let's go. All right. So Phamous. This is a fork of GMX, of course. Decentralized perpetual swaps or margin trading, and exciting to have it, right? So it's like futures products, except it doesn't have any time delay, time limit to it. So it's very exciting to have this coming to Pulsechain. Now, obviously, we don't generally encourage margin trading, but because it's more risk taking, but people do it. So that's it. We're going to talk about it. It also brings the power of super leverage, meaning that people can push up prices. There's the link to the link to Discord there, by the way, if you want to join. All right. What else? Yeah, so really, really cool stuff happening with this. We're very excited about this. This could be launching any day now. We'll be looking. The only question I have about this is what pricing calls they're using for this. But that's about it. Since Fetch Oracle's not out yet, so it'll be interesting to see what they are using. Maybe they have been definitely making some sort of alliances with Phamous, the big DEX aggregator on Pulsechain. So we'll be seeing where they head with that. All right, so let's jump over to, because we know that GMX uses Chainlink and others. So it's going to be interesting to see what Phamous is doing as well. If anyone's been in any Twitter spaces and heard anything about that, let us know in the chat. So this is the front end for Phamous, a fork of GMX, and allows you to speculate on the movements and prices, right? But like a futures futures contract, but without the limit, time limit on it, and that's pretty cool. Now they don't have they're not on testnet anymore. They used to be on testnet, and of course they're going to have connect to your wallet and trade your favorite RH ecosystem coins with up to 30x leverage. So that's kind of cool. There's not going to be a 50x leverage or 100x leverage, but 30x leverage on the system, which is kind of cool that they're doing that. They do show 50x on here though, so it'll be interesting to see whether that's still true. But let's have a look at GMX because we can play around with that. And essentially it's the same thing, except you got different tokens, right? So this is the GMX, this is what Phamous is forking, bringing to Pulsechain. It is, like I say, ranked number 102 on the CoinGecko, and it's worth, I think it was, what did we say the other day, about $500 million, something like that. Now, what you can do on this is you can do margin trading, or you can provide the lending for it. But we'll look at the margin trading first, and then we'll look at how if you don't like margin trading, you can provide liquidity, and the yield might be very attractive. So we're going to talk about that in a second as well. So basically, you can choose between, obviously, have Pulsechain for GMX. They're on Artribum and Avalanche, and of course, you can do margin trading on there. And of course, here you can use ETH. So they've got a thing here called long and a thing here called short, right? So you can use long and short. Now, long basically is if you think the price of an asset's going to go up, like Ethereum, for example, then you're going to make money on the price going up, right? So you buy something with leverage and the price goes up, you win, right? You win with the leverage amount. Now, short, of course, is you think the price is going to go down, so you sell that thing down, and of course, you get paid out. In this case, if it's Ethereum USD, you're going to get paid out in USDC, right, for the profit that you make because the price went down and you sold it down. So that's the profit there. So that's pretty cool. If we have a look at long, let's put in, we've got ETH here. Let's put it in 1 ETH. And of course, we're going to go long. In other words, we expect the price here of Ethereum to go up. So we're expecting to go up. And so we're going to do a long. And of course, we want the price to go up. If the price goes down, that's bad for us. That means we lose money, right? We lose money if it goes down. We want the price to go up, and we're betting with leverage. So we're, instead of just buying it with one Ethereum, having one Ethereum and letting the price go up, we're actually leveraging on that and borrowing money to go and buy more. So here we got, this is the leverage slider here. So they said 30x, but they do have 50x on GMX. We'll see whether we still have that on the GMX fork when they do it. That's what they've indicated is 30x, which is this mark here. And of course, that's some pretty insane leverage, right? So you're talking about 29 times your upside, pretty much. And of course, on GMX, they have 50x, which is pretty insane, right? Pretty insane. Now, if you go to somewhere like a centralized exchange like KuCoin, for example, which is, I think, a pretty good centralized exchange as far as exchanges go. But they will typically they'll set you at about 3.3 leverage on a lot of those protocols. So, and that's probably, if you're going to do margin trading, it's probably a safe amount to do if you are taking risky trades. It's kind of the safe side of risky, if you know what I mean. So that would be pretty crazy. So you got 1 ETH here, $1,585. But you're going to leverage that up and you're going to get $5,200 worth. So you got a much bigger position. And so you're going to make a lot more money if the price goes up. But you're going to also make a lot less money. You're going to make a lot less money if the price goes down against you, right? Because you're going to lose money. Your goal is to make money if you're going long, right? You're expecting the price here to go up and to the right. So let's pretend that we do a 3.3 leverage here. Actually, let's just do a 10. Should we do 3? Let's do a 10 leverage because it's probably a bit easier to follow. It's a bit obviously pretty risky 10, but that's what you're doing there. So 1 ETH becomes almost 10 ETH there. So here is the leverage. So 10x leverage, collateral in US dollars there. The snapshot of the US dollar value of your position is taken at the position when it is opened. So that's important to know. The entry price that you're going into at the moment, we can see the entry price on the market is $1,585. That's the current price at the moment. So that's $1,585. Let me just enlarge that so you can see that a bit easier. And so that is the upside there. And of course, the liquidation price. This is the stuff that you don't want. Liquidation price, right? You got a 10x leverage. That's a lot of leverage. You're borrowing that money, by the way. You're borrowing it of people that have put money onto the platform. So you're borrowing it. And so if you're wondering how you get all that leverage, you're borrowing the money, essentially. Now, liquidation price is at $1,443. Like we said, if you're going long, in other words, you think the price is going to go up, you don't want the price to go down. And so you don't want it to go down there. So the liquidation price is at $1,443. So that is around, let me just see here, $1,443. That's even lower here. That is around here. Actually, it's around here. So you don't want the price to go down there. Otherwise, you've lost all your money. Your 1 ETH, it's gone. It's gone bigger, right? So or you'll get liquidated at that price anyway. So you don't want that at all. And now the fees to do it, you got some fees. You got an opening fee, $15.70. You got a borrow fee as well, in addition to the opening fee. You got 0.0019%, and you got an execution fee 0.00021, which is 34 cents. You got 3 fees there, plus you got to pay for the transaction on the chain. So if you're on a cheap chain, it's not so bad. But if you're on Ethereum, for example, that would be maybe $5 or something. Who knows, $10 on addition. So remember, this is margin trading or perpetual swaps on chain. So it's not on a centralized exchange. We don't pay any transaction fees for playing around. You still pay fees for swapping stuff, like for borrowing, but you don't have to pay on chain. You're paying for on chain transactions as well. So at the moment, that's pretty interesting. So that is pretty much it. So if you went and did that, you connect your wallet and you'd approve that, and your position would show down here, right? Your position would show down here, and it would show you your position, your net value, your size, your collateral, your entry price, the mark price, and liquidation price there, which of course you hope you never get to. Now the other thing, of course, it also shows is your entry price down here, and it also will show the borrowing fee breakdown, and it actually gives you some of the data there. The borrow fee is calculated as assets borrowed divided by total assets in the pool times 0.01% per hour, and that's the main thing. You are borrowing this money when you leverage, right? And so if you're lending to this platform, you're going to make some nice returns, right? Because you're getting the borrowing fees that people are borrowing off you to do their trading, right? So that's kind of cool. Now, obviously, if the total assets goes down, the cost is going to go up, and if the total assets go up at the bottom of this denominator, then your costs are going to go down in terms of borrowing. So that might be of importance depending on how the market is going, how volatile that liquidity is. So in this case, on GMX, they've actually got $14 million here for this Ethereum here. So they've got max Ethereum long capacity is 33 million. The current ETH long is 19, almost 19.7 million is borrowed. So you can see that this could be really big on Pulsechain, as people that do margin trading or perpetual swaps come in and use this protocol, and of course they could push up the price of Pulsechain and things like that big time, right? Big time. Let's see how big. Well, here is a good size, a good diagram which shows you the power of leverage. Get rid of that young lady there, and of course you can see about leverage here. This cool diagram. So without leverage, which is where Pulsechain mainly is at the moment, the only real product we have, as far as I know, is Fiat, the fork of Aave, which is kind of a one-to-one leverage. But here, without leverage, you've got dollars here and dollars here, pretty much the same, right? But when you want to generate more money, one of the ways of doing it on chain is with leverage, right? So you got margin times leverage equals trading account. So you can see it really weighs it down here with leverage. You got so much more money coming into Pulsechain and pumping Pulsechain, right? Making Pulsechain truly famous is the power of leverage, and that's coming. Now we have another mechanism that's going to be generating internal value as well, right? You guys know what it is, stable coins, right? Stable coins coming in. We know that 12% of crypto's market cap is stable coins, and of course Pulsechain is going to have its stable coin market share go up as well. So that's going to be super exciting to see, and we already see that something like $850,000 through Coast, and we're going to have internally generated stable coins, which is going to be absolutely massive, coming out of Liquid Loans and Power City with USDL and PXDC. So the liquidity forks on Pulsechain is going to be a really big deal, and of course they'll be incentivizing those liquidity pools as well to make them even bigger. So you issue the stable coin, you match it up with some other currencies, other tokens, and before you know it, you've got big fat juicy liquidities, and you've created all this value on the chain. So you can imagine we've got stable coins and leverage coming. The Pulsechain is a big deal, and of course Liquid Loans and Power City are also leverage platforms as well. So it's going to be fun to see that in the sense. So it's going to be really neat. The power of leverage is coming to Pulsechain, and Pulsechain truly will be famous, and the prices of the assets are going to get pumped big time with leverage. And of course, the more people that use it, the more potential for pumpability there as well. Now, don't forget, we do also have shorts, so shorting as well. And if we go to the short tab there, you can actually speculate on whether the price will go down. So if the price goes down, you make money on a short. So if the price goes down, you make money. And of course, it's got similar metrics there. And of course, we have got 10x leverage there in an example. Like I say, if you're actually going to play this sort of thing, you do maybe 3.3x leverage is pretty more on the safe side. But once you start getting up to 10x leverage or so, you're really starting to get into risky territory. But here is the entry price here of 15.83. Liquidation price is at 17.27 here. So remember, you're wanting the price to go down when you do a short, and you're borrowing the money and you're amplifying your position. Basically, you're going like this. Weep, I got a big position now. I'm like a whale because I've used leverage to become a whale type of thing. But if the price, you want the price to go down to make money when you do a short. But if the price goes up, then you're going to lose money. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. And you're going to be looking at things. Your heart rate's going to go up. You're going to start sweating. It's going to be all that sort of stuff, right? It's going to be pretty crazy and all sorts of stuff. So that's what happens for people. And you got to be careful when you do margin trading. You don't get addicted to the mechanism of leverage, right? That's the other thing that catches a lot of new people out there. They get addicted to it and they go, oh my goodness, it's really, really cool. And so they think, oh, I'm going to make myself super rich. And they get wrecked because they don't know how to read the chart and they're just brand new and whatever they're doing, right? So here you can see the liquidation price is at 17.21. So in this time, last time when we did a long, it was down here. But up here for doing a short, it's up here. So in other words, the price goes against you. You get liquidated. The price goes up against you right up here from this position. So all it's to do is get up to there and you're done for, right? You get liquidated. Now, there is some things you can do for risk management. We'll talk about that. Now, you got the fee breakdown as well. $5 for the swap fee, $15 for open fee there, borrow fee, and execution fee there. So that's on the short there. So this will be in US dollars too. So you can see the collateral is in USDC. You're going to paid out USDC for the short. For the long, in this terms of this pair, you get paid out in Ethereum there. So just remember. All right, so that is the play there. And you can see the amount. Did we go on shorts? So let's go to short there. And short there, there's less ETH capacity for that. 16 million in short capacity. Current ETH shorts at 7.2 million. This is, of course, on the Ethereum here. Ethereum here. This one here is on that example. So that is the side there. It'd be interesting to see whether Phamous launches on Ethereum as well. Obviously, launching on Pulsechain be interesting. They've launched most of their protocols, or they've launched fiat on Ethereum, haven't they? So it'll be interesting to see where they launch on there too. All right, so that's coming to Pulsechain. The other thing, of course, this is if you want to do margin trading and the power leverage. But the other thing, of course, is you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to speculate. You can come in and earn. Providing the liquidity. So those people that come into margin trade, they need to borrow the money from somebody, and that somebody could be you, right? And of course, remember, when the price goes against them, they get liquidated, so they're out, and you get your assets protected. Basically, that's the idea. And so you don't lose money, and they're the ones that lose the money if they get it wrong, make the wrong call. So you can see here on GMX, the APR at the moment is 1.41% on the GMX here. If you've got the token of GMX, you're getting some of the rewards there. And of course, on the other one here, GPLL. If you provide liquidity to the pool, you've got some 2.85% here on APRs. But of course, this is not Pulsechain, right? This has been around for ages. On Pulsechain, these numbers could be very high indeed, particularly to start off with. Obviously, as assets grow, as more people flood in to high APRs, then the APR goes down. So Pulsechain, Phamous when launching on Pulsechain, could be very high. We will see. So that's kind of the two play there. On that one, so we're going to have, instead of GMX, it will be Phame. And of course, Phame is trading on the market. We can see Phame trading here at 57 cents at the moment, but the protocol has not yet launched. And of course, where are we going here? We're going over here. And then, of course, GPL will be the liquidity. Once Phame protocol launches, you'll be able to do liquidity in there as well, which would be pretty interesting. You can see they've got a lot of value in here, $381 million staked of GPL. What could Phame do on Pulsechain? It's going to be fun to see, right? And of course, here we've got 314 million in GMX here as well. So big protocol, and who knows how big Phamous could get and what the impact it could have on Pulsechain asset prices as well, or crypto prices. Going to be a lot of fun. So people will be able to make yields on Phamous. It'll be a bit different, but it's going to be definitely very exciting to see that play out as well. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Obviously, you can buy Phame or GMX in this case Phame on the market right now. Liquidity is pretty small at the moment, 24K, but I think that's going to turn around pretty fast as well. The total amount of Phame tokens is also on the list here. We can see, I think that it's at 33.9 million Phame tokens in existence, and it's 1,458 addresses at the moment. And of course, there'll be some bigger token holders on the token list there. You can see some of these things. Oh, that's in the vault, but you can see that some of these other addresses got 2% down here, 1.8%. So some pretty big holders there. on the whale list, as we say. So that's kind of the play on that one. So it's going to be fun to see that you'll be able to provide liquidity, and you'll be able to earn without doing any risk taking other than logging onto the system and lending your money out. So that's pretty much it on that. There will be referrals as well on Phamous, so that could be the first thing. You might see a lot of influencers do the referrals as well. Generally, Pulsechain Hex people just do pretty minor referrals. It's only the big crypto influencers that typically do deals with centralized exchanges and do referrals for the margin trading. But definitely you might start seeing some of that in the Pulsechain community as well, which is, if people are going to use it, might as well use a referral, right? So that is the place there at the moment. What else? We've got referrals here. That's the referral there, and the ecosystem. It's got a breakdown in the ecosystem there too. We'll probably see statistics like this on Fame as well. So it's good to use this example. And of course, if you were lucky enough to play the testnet on Phamous, you would have been able to play around with the liquidity and doing all the longs and shorts and providing liquidity. But I think even on the liquidity side, providing liquidity, this is going to be a pretty good option for a lot of people to get a high yield, particularly at the beginning as the ecosystem grows. You get those high yields, and I think will last for longer time too, especially compared to ROI platforms. The more riskier ones that are out there on Pulsechain, as like Pulse Rate or something like that, for example. So this is more of a utility play that has long-lasting implications for Pulsechain as well as DeFi. So pretty cool there. I thought I'd cover that briefly. We're going to cover that more, obviously, as we come up to launch. We'll be playing around with that. Probably do some trades and things like that live as when that comes up there. It just is a bit of fun, really. All right, that is Fame. When will Pulsechain be famous? Very soon. And of course, I think it's already pretty famous, but it's going to get more famous. All right, let's jump in. We're getting into the next update. Before we do, though, let's catch up on the chat. We've got Craig Pitt in the house there. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig. We've got Russ in the house as well. Hit the like. Definitely hit the like button there as you come in. And Ivor as well on Fame. If you provide liquidity, what other fees paid in? Yeah, I can't remember what the fees are paid on off the top of my head, Ivor, but we'll find out in due course. I think it is either Fame or PX's Briz. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I thought I can't remember whether it was Pulse or not. I have to go back and check because we did play around the testnet, and I can't remember whether Pulse was one of them too, Briz. So I'll have to double check that. So rather than us give you wrong information, we'll check. Thanks, says Ivor. No problem, says Briz. All right, let us jump away. We're going to get back into the news around Hex. We've got some cool news around that. And let's have a look. Dipcatcher has posted this 3 hours ago. So the dev from Maximus, and he says Pool Party Testnet Phase 1 on Pulsechain Testnet is now live, which is awesome. So that is now live, and they've got a Medium article there too. So great news on that. And the meme article there. I've got a meme article, but let's see if I get rejected on here. I got bumped out. Yeah, I got bumped out of meme because I made a comment, which was quite a neutral comment, and they considered it hate speech. So that's what I'm telling you. If you don't agree with their positions, and I said a very modest thing on there, they will have activists target you, and that's what happened. So fight for freedom, everybody out there. Very important. So that's some of the stuff that you can do on the old link here for Pool Party, which is pretty cool. What else we got here? We got Pool Party Testnet is now live on Pulsechain Testnet v4. Main goals of testnet phase are to let users become educated and familiar with party system, optimize user interface, identify any contract optimizations for finalizing for audit. To test, you'll need to add Pulsechain Testnet v4 into your networks. Of course, we've done that many times. That is the link for the testnet, of course, testnet v4 for Pulsechain. There's some faucet there if you need some Pulse testnet phase. We've broken the public testnet phase into 2 stages. In stage 1, which is now live, you have the ability to mint party. There's a party token there with the PLS and Maximus theme tokens. Test the party referral system, stake party, participate in name tag NFT auctions, claim party airdrop and referral claim, and party older revenue sharing. The party mint phase for testnet phase will last 6 days. So you've got 6 days to play around, after which you will be able to claim your party airdrop and referral rewards, which is pretty cool. For stage 2, we will be releasing the Hex stake pool deployment system and new diamond hand staking. So hey, we're going to talk about diamond Diamond NFTs, Hex Diamond NFTs. So it's kind of playing on there. It's kind of a natural partnership there. So Hex-based Diamond, if you're in there, maybe you should hit up Tipcatcher because I think you got some natural alignments with some of your branding here. So definitely something food for thought for you. Maybe you could do a giveaway with Tipcatcher there. Who knows? Or some sort of cross marketing. New diamond hand staking and feedback is critical for success of this test phase and for Pool Party. We encourage everyone to rigorously test the DApp and provide feedback here. All right, so that is pretty much it on that. Let's jump to the testnet. This is the testnet here. Man, they've got a lot of cool stuff here. They love this anvil format. And of course, we've got Mint Party in here. We've got Stake Claim as well. Now you can connect your wallet, right? So I think you can connect. Let me just play around. What's a play wallet? We've got a play wallet and get rid of that. And let's go next and connect. Yeah, I know. I'm going to switch over to Pulsechain Testnet V4. It's been a while. It's been a while, folks, since we've been on testnet. Let me make sure I'm on the right chain here. Where's testnet? Pulsechain Testnet V4. I've still got it loaded in. But Testnet V4. There we go. All right. Connect to Pulsechain Testnet. Yeah, I'm there. All right. So that is. I don't know if I've still got any tokens left. We'll see. Let's see if we've got any tokens left there. We're not going to completely play around with this, but this is definitely out at the moment. Let me just refresh it. I'm spinning. My eyes are spinning. All right, that's pretty cool. It doesn't look like I got any pulse in this. So I'll have to use the faucet. They do have the faucet in here. I'm not going to do that now, but you can use the testnet faucet there. They get some tokens. I thought I had some in there, but it's telling me I don't for this wallet. Let's see if I've got any other wallet that I've got. I've got tons in there. What the heck? I've got tons in there. What? There we are. That's all. Yeah, look at it. I got heaps. I got 900 million pulse on the testnet there. So that's plenty. And yeah, so you can play around that. 30 days left to mint one pool, one party for 1,086 pulse. So you can do that. There's a stake party as well. You can claim the airdrop. That's in there. You can burn team for party. I don't know if I have any team in my wallet. No, I don't think I have any team in the wallet. Price floor is the price floor. You got the name tags. Just going through this quickly. So I'm not actually doing testnet, but we're just going to look at it. You can do it at home because it's pretty easy to do. As you can see, you can read all the fine print. Creative stake pool feature begins at stage 2. Join the stake pool. Join stake pool feature will be in stage 2 of testing. So we're only doing stage 1 at the moment. DAO operations referral program. DAO operations, documents, and disclaimers. So those ones don't seem to be working at the stage, or at least maybe they're not rendered yet. No, they're not working at the stage. Most of the stuff that's in stage 1 is at the top here. So you can play around, and this part here I think it's got some stuff that's working. Definitely have a look at that. All right, that is very cool. So that's great news on top of Hex. Big staking pools, and of course influencers will probably be setting these up all over the place. Definitely worth watching. I'll post a link to that tweet if you want to read the Medium article and play around on the DApp there. So that is there for you if you want to play with that. Bam, bam, that's Tipcatcher. Very cool. January in the house there. Good morning. Better late than never. Replay incoming. Replay crew. And we've got Brendan as well. Morning, folks. I'm late to the party. Here, we're just talking about the party right now. We're talking about the party, pool party for a Hex, of course. Big Hex staking pools. And, of course, you can name your own pool and set that up and get people to jump into the pool. Pretty cool. We might cover that. I might do the testnet maybe tomorrow or something. We'll have a look. All right. Pretty cool. And we're going to jump out of that. Mint party and stake party. All right. Cool. Now, we're going to talk about NFTs. Someone in our community who is an NFT founder, Hex-based Diamond. You may have seen Hex-based Diamond around. Hex_Diamond_ NFT. Join the X system for our 3-for-1 mint. 200,000 pulses at the moment for these. And he's put a lot of work into this, right? So a lot of work and attention to detail. Obviously playing on Richard Hart, who bought the world's biggest black diamond. And of course, obviously that has been a lot of fun. And this is playing on the Hex diamond, which is pretty awesome, Hex-based diamond. So some cool stuff there. And yeah, if you want to have a look at this, I'm going to post it in the chat there for the Hex-based diamond. So let's just put that down there if you want to check that out. All right, that is it there. Hex-based diamond there, NFT. That has now launched. The other thing I was going to say is What else? We're going to have a quick look in here, and you can see a lot of the cool stuff here. Space Diamond Pass, and you've got the corresponding Hex Space Diamond will be minted to your wallet within 24 hours in one piece from either the Pulsechain on-chain, Pulse on-chain, or Pulse Peppies will be airdropped as well. So this is the Pulse on-chain, these ones here, and then of course Pulse Peppies here as well, which we've talked about in the past. And these are of course 1155 contracts, the 721s, these ones here, if I understand correctly. What else there? Furthermore, Pass has added the utility of 1 free mint on all future drops as well. Pass has added. All right, so this one here on the top left, this Pass here. Was the Hex-based diamond mint at a later time, and we only received the Pass now. The HSD data is stored directly on chain, and it's a lot of data. During testing, up to 50% of the transactions were stalling for 10 minutes or failing completely. Obviously, this isn't a good minting experience. Therefore, we initiate the HSD mint directly to your wallet within 24 hours and monitor the transaction to ensure it arrives to you without issue there. So just take that into account. All right, and of course, Hex-based Diamond have got their link up here, so you can go to hexbaseddiamond.com if you want to go and mint that out. Once again, the website's pretty cool. And yeah, got Space Diamond there, and these are the 3 different categories. Obviously, you connect your wallet up and things like that. You got the rarity chart in here as well at the top here. We're going to look at that. That's basically the NFTs. Test rarity chart. You got the rarities there as well. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. And you got the rarities here. Carbon. You got lots of details there. You might want to read that. It's a bit too much for me to read at this stage. But you can see this is kind of the most rarest one here. That's the second most rarest, and it's the third most rarest in terms of the NFTs charts there for the diamonds. You got carbon gold, carbon white, and yellow, orange, magenta, sorry, blue, red, and aura is white there. So those are different rarities. So kind of cool. Got all the FAQs down the bottom there too. What is the Hex-based diamond NFT? Okay, with what is the significance of the diamond? The real diamond itself, formerly named the Enigma diamond because of the mystery surrounding it, one of which is being its origins believed to be from space. It's fancy black in coloration and was bought by Rich Hart in 2022 and promptly named the Hex.com diamond. Rich Hart became interested in the diamond when the Hex community made him aware of its numerical similarities to Hex max staking length of 5,505 days. See, the diamond has a weight of 555.55 carats and has 55 facets. Furthermore, the diamond is the largest cut diamond in the world, thus making it, Richard Hart and Hex, a match made in the heavens. So there we are. And of course, why should you collect it? You can check that out too. As mentioned, ownership of HDS will give you a voice in the community and a future of the project. So you can check out some of the rest of the stuff here on the site there as well. So big shout out to the team as well. Final thoughts: community is everything, and our ecosystem is one of the strongest communities of crypto. It is not the strongest there. So it's really quite a community project here for the diamonds, and you can look at collect those. So there we are. That is it, and from the Hex-based diamond. So big shout out to them, and yeah, feel free to follow them and consider minting out some of those if you so choose. All right, that is that. Let me post the copy of the URL if you want to check that out. That is the Hex-based diamond website that I just showed. Bam, there it is, Hex-based diamond, following the Hex diamond. Right, we got the Hex daily stats. So we're doing for time, an hour and 4 minutes. Man, oh man, we've been having too much fun. All right, so we've got the Hex day 1389. So is that out yet? It is. 21st of September, we got the price there at 0.3 of a penny, down 4.4%. We've got the Hex payout is spectacular today. Look at this, 9.8 yesterday. We didn't read that out yesterday, I don't believe, and we got 6.9 today. So incredible. We didn't read that out yesterday. This data wasn't in. We had 9.8 Hex per T-share yesterday. That's insane in the membrane. That's really amazing. And today 6.9. And as Brazology will let you know, Brazology will let you know, I definitely like the Hex payouts more than Briz. And Brazology will be honest, and he'll admit that to you. He's not shy. He will say that often in public. He'll be dancing around. He'll be saying, yeah, it's true. So if you do hear Briz saying anything else other than that, It's you got to really doubt what he's saying there, right? All right, so everyone knows that nobody loves the Hex payout more than me, Superman. That's pretty much it. So I know Briz likes to say things, but we'll just leave it. Anyway, I won't go on too much about it because that's we're no drama channel. So try to be no drama channel. All right, we got the share rate today is up 111, 111 there as well, and that was a pretty big move yesterday. So 29,439. We got the share rate there is dot day today, no increase today. 7.08 years is the average mine length on Hex on Ethereum. We got APY yesterday was 57.83. Is that crazy good? That was so good yesterday. And we've still got a terrific one today, 40.96%. Amazing. T-shares were down 7,200 yesterday, but they're up 3,200 today. And we've just popped below, obviously, the last 2 days there, below 9.8 million T-shares in the ownership pool, which is pretty crazy. Let's jump over to the percentage of coins at the moment. 9.32% of Hex is locked. Yesterday, we had a massive 62.4 million in Hex penalties. I actually didn't look up to see what was behind that, so let us know in the chat if you have seen. But we got 6.54 million in Hex penalties today. What else we got going there? We were up 10 liquid holders yesterday, down 10 today. We were down 9 minters yesterday, but with no change today. We got 120,077 miners on the Ethereum chain. That is looking good. And of course, what day are we on? 130. We just finished our day 131, is it? I'm pretty sure. Let me double check because I want to be wrong. I think it's a day 131 on Pulsechain. No, 132. We just finished day 132. And so we got the 21st of September there. We got 8/10 of a penny for the price of Hex on Pulsechain. Yesterday's payout was today's payout 6.9 Hex per T-share. No change in the share rate there. 6.97 years average mine length. The APY 40.4% there. We had a decrease in T-shares 810. We've still got 9,845,000. So we've got 45,000. Actually, we've got probably close to 50,000 more T-shares there. No, 45? Yeah, we had an increase. So we've got about 45,000 more T-shares on Pulsechain than we do on Ethereum at the moment. That's quite a big gap lately compared to what we've seen before. The lock percentage of coins, 9.5% of Hex is locked on Pulsechain. We had pretty decent penalties today, 67.4 million. And of course, we've got 68.5 million in the reward pool today. Amazing. And of course, what else there? We got down 12 liquid holders, but we're up 3 miners on Pulsechain to 124,144. So we've got about 45,000 more T-shares on the Pulsechain side, and we've got about 4,000 more miners. So that's pretty much it. Hex.com, folks, check it out. Of course, Hex.com. You can buy Hex on Pulsechain or Ethereum there. Let's have a look at that reward pool from yesterday in the old Pulsechain side. Look at that reward pool there. There was 96 million Hex in the reward pool there as well. And I'm sure that's amazing. That is amazing. So really, really cool. All right. That's pretty neat. We're on day 133. It's just started on the Pulsechain and day 1390 for Hex. So Hex.com, check it out. Pretty amazing. And what a day in the office that has been. We're up to an hour and 8 minutes, which is pretty nice. Let's jump into the final comments. Let's see. Hex Diamond says, thanks for the coverage, Superman. You're most welcome. Rizologies, are you talking to lies? I'm not sure. Are you talking to lies beneath? I'm not sure about that. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I'm in trouble. Rizology wants to declare, no one loves the Hex daily payout more than Briz. So there we are. That's his declaration. And I've read it out. I like to be fair, right? I like to be fair and give full representation. Maybe my statement was possibly wrong in the light of that comment. All right, what else there? What else we got going there? Brendan says hashtag, was it drama llama channel, says Brendan. Very funny. Christy says a great payouts. Yes, spectacular payouts on the old Hex. That is amazing. Vito says keep it up. That's what she said, says Vito. We're a family channel and as well as a no drama channel. So you watch the chat. What's the comments there? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go out for my walk. What walk now? So walk day number 58. So that's my walk day today. So I hope you guys get out there and get your health and fitness up. A big shout out to Sandy for pushing health and fitness for the community. And of course, get out there and have fun. Dollar cost average, all that good stuff. Take care, everybody. And yeah, Sandy just deleted Vito's teasing little family channel breach. But hey, we try to be good. We have a bit of fun sometimes, don't we? We have a bit of fun. All right. Catch you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you're on Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, or Pulsechain YouTube, over 10,000 subscribers. Big shout out and thank you for all your support. If you want to join our Discord, the Discord is in the video description, the Hex Token, and of course, get in there and say hello. Very, very cool. All right. We're going to finish up with some music. We're going to play a bit of different music today because we love Pulsechain so much. Let's do it. Let's play out some cool music. And take care, everybody. Peace out. Bye for now.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulsechain. Won't be long before I'm going to bed, wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, oh, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulsechain. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. Might as well start with 5, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your Hex.